All right, guys, here I am again. I just wanted to get on to a topic that, God's been kind of showing me, and I wanted to discuss it with you. Um, Agreements. Yes. Yes, agreements. Agreements in this world is a weird thing, right? Because we all live in this society and we've all been raised a certain way and we've all followed the, beat of the world's drum and we've all said, this is the way we should live. And so here we are. And some of us got woken up in the middle of this agreement that we have had with this world, like me. Because I was in the church and I was of the Lord for a little while as a child, but then I ran as far as I could and continued to run until, God got a hold of me again. And so he woke me up and I had agreed to everything that the world said was okay. I had totally agreed to everything. And when we agree like that, we are wide open to whatever the world says is okay. So, let's start with the agreement that the Lord showed me about music. Now, music was originally created, our vocal cords, our mouth, originally created to praise the Lord and to sing joyful songs to Him, right? That's literally what it's for. Just to, hey, Lord, I love you. Let's sing about it. It's wonderful. I love it. I do it daily. I sing to the Lord. But when I first woke up, I had a music collection that had been, traveling around with me since LimeWire was invented. LimeWire, you remember that? The music pirating software where everybody just uploaded stuff and everybody just stole stuff. And so I had a whole collection of that. Of course, I mean, come on, I did. And then God woke me up about my agreement with the music of this world. And I'll give you the story. I had been bebopping along to every song out there. A lot of it was 80s stuff and then 90s stuff, which was a lot darker and more angry. And I did some heavy metal and, that's where I was. And then I married a man who loved rap. And he didn't love just rap. He loved underground rap, which is vicious, thuggish, murderous, and a glorification of treating women like crap. So I'm in this cesspool of agreement with this world's music. And I've been awoken. I am on a spiritual journey. I have been on a spiritual journey for a good year or so. I am sober from alcohol. I am going to AA. I am doing better things. And I am talking to God. I'm talking to God every day because the program says I need to. I am seeking, going the back way around, as I've told you in my previous posts, going the back way, trying to figure out who God is and what is evil and what is good. And so I'm learning. I'm opening myself up to a creator. And the creator I am pointing myself towards is the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, because that's what I grew up with. And also my soul felt like that was right. And so I went that route. And as I'm talking to God on the daily, things are being revealed to me, like little kind of things that are like, hey, this is better, or this is a good choice, or that choice is not good. You need to fix that. And so my conscience was getting bigger, right? It was slowly getting the archaeological dig on what I'd buried myself in was starting to dig up, all these behaviors. And I was growing a conscience. I don't know how else to describe it. I was growing a conscience. And so one night I went out with some girlfriends, okay? And this is what started me on the music path of what the heck have I been doing? Well, first off, I had found that study about the power of words, which if you saw my previous chapters in my book, you'll notice Words Are Powerful Stuff, that chapter that I read aloud to you, was my finding out about the fact that words are super powerful. Everything's a spell. Everything coming out of our mouth is powerful, right? So I found that study, and that sent me down a rabbit hole of words are powerful stuff. And I was learning about that when I had this girls' night out. Let's go out, girls. And I went out to the bar. Now, by that time, I was pretty secure in my sobriety. I knew I wasn't going to have a drink. My girlfriends were like, yeah, designated driver, Paulette. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I can do that. That's fine. No big deal. Um, God showed me. Okay, God showed me. So let me give you this story. I'm sitting out there at the bar. There is a wonderful band. I mean, they are tight. They are singing all the old songs that I love. They are really good. Like the most amazing band I'd seen in a while, really tight, like just wailing. And I am with the girls and we are dancing. And we are dancing, just dancing it up, having the best time. Okay. And then the band started playing the song Highway to Hell. I'm on a highway to hell. And they are tight, and the song is well played. And I'm like, wow, listen to that guitar just wail. And I am dancing to this song, Highway to Hell. And then the Holy Spirit was like, I want you to listen to the lyrics. Okay? And I listened to the lyrics. And I want every single one of you out there to Google the lyrics to the song Highway to Hell. Because as soon as I listened to what it was saying, my spiritual alarm bells were just bang, 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 bang. Like this is an emergency. And I said to myself, and I'm still dancing, but I'm listening, like the Lord is telling me, listen to the lyrics. And they're so, the rendition was so clean, and the sound was perfect. And I could hear every word as if it had been put on a spotlight. It was wild. It was like everything around me just kind of quieted, and I heard the lyrics. And the spirit inside me said, no, listen to what you're agreeing to. And I heard that agreement. And it was agreeing to be happily headed to hell. Happily agreeing with the demonic, happily agreeing with this journey straight to hell, joyfully agreeing to go to hell. I lost my breath. I don't know how to explain to you how I felt. It was the worst panic attack I'd ever had, I think, in a long time. Since I started cleaning my life up with the help of God. Like previously I had a lot of anxiety, and I know now that was demonic oppression. But I had pretty much gotten rid of the demons because I was seeking what good was, and I was talking to God on the daily, and he protects us when we do that. And so I had no anxiety for like probably about 8 months. I'm like a year or so, a little over a year sober by this time. And that anxiety hit. Like I could not believe what I was wholeheartedly, joyfully dancing and agreeing to. Because that's what the Lord was showing me. He's like, look what you're doing. I walked out. I walked out so fast that my girlfriends looked around, I guess, and then followed me out. And they're like, Paulette, where'd you go? And I'm like, I had to get some air. Oh, I had to get some air, girl. I don't know. I sat out there, right? While my girlfriends were kind of cooling off too. And they're like, yeah, it was pretty hot in there. And I'm like, yeah. And I was so disturbed. I was so disturbed. I looked at him and I said, listen, and this is like, I don't know, barely 10 o'clock. We still have many hours of this night out, this girls' night out. And I looked at them. I said, you know what? I think I need to go home. Yeah, I'm not feeling good. I think I need to go home. And by this time, my other girlfriend had gotten a little tipsy, and she's like, "Yeah, maybe I should go. Otherwise, I'll drink more." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll walk you to your car." And I'm walking with my friend, and she is of the world, and she'd been drinking whiskey. And we sat there and started talking, and she's like, Paulette, uh, I don't know if I believe in your God. And when she said your God, um, some of the spiritual alarm bells was hitting, and I didn't know why at the time. But I know now because, the demonic had gotten a hold of her. She's wide open, she's drinking whiskey. And whenever I hear somebody say the words, your God, I know for a fact that that's a demon speaking out their face now. I know it. Yep. And so the demon said the words, I don't think I believe in your God. And I looked at my friend and I said, well, my God believes in you. And so I hope you look for him. And I left her there. She'd only had like 3 drinks over a period of a couple hours. She was young and full of tacos. And so I didn't really fear about her driving, right? But like the Lord showed me, first off, do not walk into a bar on purpose. Ever, as much as you can, ever don't. Do not dance in agreement with these songs that are spells. You really shouldn't hang with people who are wide open to the demonic. Because I got to tell you, after that moment where she had asked me that question and stated that statement, she really hasn't reached out to me at all. And I feel like the demon don't want her near me. And that's cool. I understand. And I shouldn't be near her either. That's understandable. We are not on the same path. And I don't need to be a part of that lifestyle at all. Like, no agreement whatsoever will I make. Now, don't get me wrong. I've had to go out a couple of times with my husband. I've had to be in social situations where there's drinking. I've had to. But I am no longer, I'm no longer able to sit in a bar playing music, live music, music period. Nope. I'll sit outside. And that was like the first moment where God was showing me that the agreements we make are powerful. And that us being along with it and bouncing along with it and dancing along with it and being in agreement with it is powerful. And I just can't do it anymore. I cannot. So I got home and I took all my LimeWire collection and dumped it. It's dumped. It's gone. It's off my phone. So it's not readily available or in my area. I just don't want to. I don't want to have that available. I went through every song pretty much, and I ended up with 2 songs that the only 2 that I could listen to at all from that whole list. Like, I would start listening, and the Lord would go, hey, by the way, they're saying this. And I'm like, oh, no. And I would delete. Like, that's how the purge happened. It wasn't like immediately. It was like every time I listened to a song from my phone, God would just go, look at this. And I'd be like, oh, crap. Oh, no. It ruined my entire collection. Like, gone. Totally not. Don't have it no more. And then God took a hold of he took a hold of my closet. That was the next thing. And I was going into my closet for some clothes, and I started noticing some things about what I had been currently and previously wearing. And how do I put it? He made it uncomfortable for me. I would put on an outfit that showed way too much skin. And I would look at myself in the mirror and I would say, ew, oh, I would feel uncomfortable in it. I would, like, my body would just be like, this is not comfortable. It's not comfortable. It don't feel right on my skin. It don't feel right. It was so against what my soul and body wanted these days. Like, I started throwing away outfits. I mean, just throwing them away, because I would think for a second, like, hey, I could pass this along to my niece. She's younger. She would look so cute in this. And then my soul would be like, oh, heck no. You're going to have her have an agreement with the demonic of show yourself off to the world, have no moral compass, show everybody every inch of your skin. You're going to let her have that agreement. You're going to pass that agreement off to her. And I stopped giving her clothing because I looked at that clothing and understood what kind of agreement it was. It was an agreement to just be wide open to whomever, whatever. Here is my skin, my precious skin. Here is my body, my precious body. Here it is. You can look at it and form whatever opinion you want about me. You can also put whatever projection on me that you want of who I am. You can also treat me any other way that you want because I dress like this. It was an agreement for the world's wanting me to take my gifted, precious body and pass it around to every stranger out there with a demonic entity attached. Like, this is my body. That body was gifted to me by God. And then that body was gifted to my husband and my husband alone. That's how God has shown me. Like, this is a precious item that I don't need to hand out. I don't need to show off. And in fact, I'm not needy anymore in my spirit where I need the attention because God loves me. I don't need anybody else's attention or love at all. Like, I have so gotten past that point because God fills me with love. Every day he fills me with love and care and kindness and joy, and I don't need that attention. And so those clothes became uncomfortable to my soul, and I started throwing them out. Along with my heels, which just showed off. No, let's just clarify what heels show off. They show off your booty. Okay? Let's just be honest. That's what they're for. Showing off your butt to everybody out there. Giving you, instead of a precious who you are, you're precious, okay? Unique and precious. It's cheapening who you are. It's flaunting what's precious. You should guard it, okay? Like a pearl of great price, you should guard it, this precious body of yours. And I'm not talking hijab. Oh my goodness, no. No, I am not. I'm not talking that type of guarding, which is a demonic control. Okay, let's just clarify what that is. It's demonic control. I am not talking that. I'm just stating that if you love who you are and you love your body and you love the Lord, okay, you don't have to project a certain image anymore that creates attraction from other people. You don't have to. You can just be your overall wearing self. You can throw on the long skirt and go, dang, this is comfortable, and not care about being this perfect, flaunting person that needs attention. Okay? I am just free flowing and comfortable. I mean, there's my skirt. It's cute. It's comfortable. It's awesome. Here's my t-shirt. It's my Jesus t-shirt. Like, I'm comfy. I don't give a crap or a rat's booty what anybody thinks about me no more. And I don't need their attention at all. Now, do I need to wear a hijab? No, I do not. Okay, because the Lord gave me the ability to breathe in the first place without a mask sitting over my face. And he said it's okay. I don't need to hijab up at all. That's just super control. Okay, let's clarify. That's not freedom at all. But this is freedom because I don't have to have anybody and their attention. I don't need it no more. So God hit me with the music. He hit me with the what I was wearing, that agreement that I should be a certain way because the world says we should all be giving our body away, like pieces of our soul away to strangers who have demonic entities on them. Let's clarify. Every time that you give your body to a strange man, and I'm not sitting here trying to slut shame anyone, because I tell you what, I've had my freebie times and I had no Jesus in me, and I freely gave what I had. Okay, I'm not sitting here saying that everybody out there doing that is horrible people. No, you're just ignorant of what you're actually doing. So let's look at that real quick. Let's unpack that. That you should date all around and do all the stuff. That's freedom. Men do it. We should all do it. Let's just do it, right? Okay, God showed me first off, you are giving pieces of soul away. You are giving little pieces of your soul away. That's why after a long stint of dating, you feel like you've been scraped across concrete. You feel like you are half a soul. You feel exhausted and tired. Spiritually speaking, you've given those little pieces away freely. Here it is. Everybody connects energy, which it's been proven when you touch someone, your energy connects with their energy, and you are exchanging energy. So if you're exchanging energy, because that's how God made us, and you're exchanging energy with half the population of your town, how tired are you? How drained are you? And how much have you taken on other people's energy? How much have you taken on that's demonic? How much of their demonic souls have you eaten? Okay? How much have you been drained of? And so to run around being that way is a detriment to your soul. It just is. And I'm not sitting here saying that everybody's a saint. Heck, I was not. Okay? When I was single, I absolutely was not a saint. But I also know that I was void of God, His love. I was void of knowledge that I should protect myself from strangers. I should protect my spirit from strangers, my body from strangers. I should protect. Don't hand it out freely. And so I'm just telling you straight up, you're handing out freely what is inside of you. You are going to be exhausted and hurt and tired and broken and crying in your apartment to the saddest of songs because you are unhappy as crap, because you have been handing little pieces of you out without any knowledge. Okay, and that kind of behavior will make you perish, spiritually speaking. And it can make you perish in your body because, STDs, let's clarify what's going on out there. And even worse, that rando stranger dude that could end you up in a shallow grave. There's that as well. And so this idea that marriage is bad, that monogamy is bad, and that it's not freedom, okay? No, it's a rule that keeps you safe, okay? It's a rule God says, hey, by the way, this is how the world is set up and how I set things up, and you are only to be interchanging your energy with someone who is on the same road as you, worshiping the same Father, and being a part of each other without spreading it around with everybody else. This is the best way. And of course, he gives you free will. And so I got to tell you, I took my free will, ran with it, and I became a mess. Every time I was single, I was a mess, which is why I preferred long-term relationship, even if it was with another mess. At least I was not jumping around, and my soul felt a little better about life. But in reality, I was choosing all the wrong people still, and without God, we're all lost. We're just, and running around crazy. And God showed me the agreements that we make being that way. I agreed to be used by the demonic forces. I did. And I called it freedom. And that's just sad. And so God showed me that as I looked at my past. Like, I've been in my marriage now 25 years. So, that time period in my past I had to go through. Being in the AA program, they bring you through your past so you can make amends, so that you can understand why you were doing what you were doing, and honestly, so that God can show you. And he showed me exactly what I was doing and what I was up to, and how much the demonic really wanted me to just be absolutely spiritually sucked dry by that type of behavior. Now I know. So he showed me that. And then, all right, what next was the agreement that he got me through? Oh, yeah. Our entertainment industry. Oh, my goodness. Let's clarify what you agree to when you sit down in front of a movie that is glorifying murder and sluttery and bad behavior and lying and cheating and stealing. I mean, I swear you can't get through 10 rows before you finally find a comedy on Netflix, which I call Deathflix. We canceled that one because even my husband is getting sensitive to the fact that all it does is glorify murder. Like, every single story glorifies murder. And now you get to the comedies, and the comedies are like, it's a horror comedy. What? It's a high-speed chase, action-filled comedy. Well, that's just another code for I'm killing everybody and making jokes. And so over and over, like, there is not one good story that they want to put out. And so when you sit down in front of a movie, I want you to really watch it, because the Lord revealed me with the agreement I'm making when I'm sitting down in front of any of it. He has ruined, God thank you, every single movie that comes out of Hollywood. He has ruined it. And I'm glad he has opened my eyes and shown me the agreement I am making when I'm sitting down in front of it. And it has disturbed my soul so much that when my husband picks a movie out and I look at it, I'm like, nope. I go out to the back porch and I watch a documentary. I watch how to make lentil bread. I watch puppies being rescued and then becoming best friends to goats. I watch nature, because that is the ultimate scream, hey, the Lord created this. I can't do Hollywood no more. And the more I have watched those movies and keep understanding what the Lord is revealing to me, let's clarify, within the first 5 to 10 minutes, they must curse the name of the Lord, whether it be a GD or a JC. They must curse as if it's a seal of approval from Satan. So watch your movies and watch. Within 10 minutes, they will curse the name of the Lord in some way, or within 30. Okay, I had one movie where I kept waiting for it, and then finally I realized the whole movie was a curse because it was just glorifying murder. It was just glorifying murder. And at the end of the movie, they cursed the Lord. And I was like, oh, okay, there it is. I see it. All right. And it's an agreement. You agree to that behavior. You agree to have your soul slowly pushed to agree with murder, agree with sex out of marriage, agree with horrible behavior, lying, cheating, and stealing, you are in agreement with it, and it's slowly changing your soul. And I don't know how else to put it other than it's slowly changing your soul. And it's just as bad as hanging out with people who are not living with Christ a lot, because they will affect you. Just like your entertainment absolutely will affect you. And you can sit there and say all you want. Sorry, that was a nap for some reason. You can sit there and say all you want that, it's just fake. It's imagination. It's just a story. Well, it is also a psyop that is changing your soul into when you are finally faced with the idea of to kill or not, to murder or not, to cheat on your wife or not, to lie or not, to steal or not. You're going to be softened to the idea because somebody showed you in a Hollywood movie that it's kind of okay. It's kind of okay if it's this situation. It's kind of okay for survival. It's kind of okay if you have to do this just to make it through. Well, it's not okay, never. Okay, just let's clarify. All right, the Lord wants you to understand. That is literally what the demons want you to do, is to compromise, to make the choice and agreement that it's okay because it's this circumstance here. Because this circumstance happens, you can lie, cheat, steal, and kill. Okay? And you will be softened to the idea because you agreed. You sat down and you watched the movie about it. You said, oh, okay, well, that's interesting. Wow. You agreed by sitting down in front of that screen and eating it. Yes, you did. And then telling everybody, wow, that was the best movie. It was so good, you should watch it. Not only are you in agreement, you are passing along the idea that it's going to be okay when things hit the fan. It's going to be okay if you are in this certain situation. It is never okay. Compromise is never okay. And the Lord wants you to be strong and have a strong moral compass. He does not want you to waffle or be confused. Okay? He's got my spirit to the point where if I lie because I am afraid of conflict, which is something that I used to do a lot, I would soften something or smidge it a little bit so it wasn't all the truth. Or I would just omit the truth and not speak it. Or I would just say an untruth because the real truth was I was worried about somebody's opinion. And I would rather lie than accept their opinion or face their opinion because I was fearful. Well, the Lord got me on that. He got me real good on that, and I don't do it anymore. And when I do it, my conscience is so huge, it's screaming at me. It's just going, you just lied! What are you doing? You are not going to let this lie stand. You're going to walk in there and you're going to say very matter-of-factly, you lied. And you lied because you were afraid. And you were afraid because you didn't want to face the conflict over it. So get in there and tell the truth. And so the Lord has worked me through that to the point where I would rather not even go through that. I'd rather just tell the truth automatically. Yeah, I made that decision. Yeah, that's how much I spent. Yeah, I did that. Okay? So that's where the Lord has gotten me. Well, now with all these agreements I used to make with the world, he's gotten me to the point where he's like, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look what you're agreeing to as you sit down here and watch this. I've left a movie halfway through. I've left a comedian show halfway through or 3 minutes in. I've walked out to the back porch. I don't know how many times. I can't watch this. I can't agree to this. I cannot agree to this because he got a hold of me and I have a strong moral compass and I sit on a rock that tells me, by the way, you are agreeing with everything this thing is teaching and preaching by watching it and by telling everybody about this movie and stating this movie or this show is good. It's not. I have watched several TV shows lately And I got sucked in for a little bit, and then suddenly I realized, oh, Father God, no. And it was so subtle at first, the message that this show was teaching or this movie was pushing, and then bam, right in my face, the Lord's like, ta-da, look, look. Do not turn away. Do not sit there and continue watching this. You cannot. And so people are like, what do you do now? I mean, if you don't have entertainment, what do you do? Well, I am Generation X, and a long time ago, we only had 3 channels, and I did stuff. I did other stuff. I didn't watch TV as much. In fact, we didn't watch TV all day long. We had our morning cartoons on the weekend, and then we didn't watch TV until the nighttime. I would have no TV in the morning. Then we would go to school and come back, and I would still have no TV until after dinner. And then we would watch a couple of TV shows, and then we would go to bed. It's amazing. We did stuff. And so now I'm doing stuff. I'm changing my life because I can't be in agreement anymore. I cannot agree to what this world has been pushing and praising and glorifying. Oh my goodness. I mean, and when you see different nationalities and what they are glorifying, I used to love Asian ninja samurai movies. Oh, I used to love them. The ninja samurai moves, I was just all about it. I watched all the Kill Bills. I watched every Jackie Chan, every Bruce Lee, so many movies in subtitle. Like, I just loved it. Well, not anymore. I can't watch it. Why? Because for some reason, Asian culture, and this is not to downgrade Asians at all, I am not racist, but if you look at your entertainment, my people, and see what they're glorifying, everybody dies. Everybody is killed. Suicide is like glorified. Oh, you've dishonored my family, or I've dishonored my family. I must fall on a sword. Like glorification of suicide, the glorification of murder, the glorification of death, the glorification of hardness of heart. Even the kindest of people die in their movies. Like nobody has a happy ending hardly at all. Like unless they want a sequel, they don't do happy endings where somebody lives. Hardly at all. Like, it's crazy. And the Lord was like, by the way, for many thousands of years, the Asian culture didn't know Jesus. Jesus' name wasn't spoken. So if Jesus' name wasn't spoken, whose name was? And my daughter got to go, first off, I went to Korea a long time ago, and I didn't go to any of the temples or anything, but I saw the culture, and it was just amazing, and I was wowed, and then I left. I just went there for a mini vacation. But then my little daughter got to go. She went to Korea, and she went to Japan, and she sent some pictures back. Well, in the meantime, the Lord had been dealing with me about my love for Asian movies and how much it glorified murder, and how much the culture was not based in the love of Jesus at all. Like, so far from Jesus that you could get. And I was just like, Lord, there's some good movies. Like, come on. Well, then I started seeing these pictures, and my daughter went to several temples. And if you look at a Japanese or Korean temple, you see the gods that they have put up, the masks that are put up, and none of them, like they call it a Zen temple or a garden temple, or the words of these, and even the gardens around them, it's just so perfect and beautiful and restful, and they're like, yes, this is the most restful place, and and even the Buddhist temples, so restful, right? In the meantime, their gods that are risen, They're masks that are put out and created. The wildest, angriest faces. Nothing restful about them. Like, they're staring at you with these horrible, crazy eyes that look like they're demonically possessed, and it's so angry looking. And I was disturbed. I'm like, how can you call this a wonderful worship when you have this scary thing staring at you with the most angriest of faces? Like, what? And then I saw Buddhist temples and the Buddha out front, and people are going to go, oh, you're being anti-religion for other people's religions. No, I'm not. Take a look at the freaking Buddha statue, okay? Buddha is huge, and promoting gluttony. I don't know how to put it. What I see with the statue. Yeah, it's, really look at what is being pushed. Really open your eyes. Ask God to open your eyes. Because I tell you, every religion out there that doesn't have Jesus seems to be promoting something completely opposite from happy. Or good for you, or nonviolent, like for real. Even if it speaks nonviolent, there's something about it that is wrong. Look at it with an open soul and say, Lord, reveal it to me. Because God keeps revealing to me what is so wrong. It's so wrong. And so I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that I get to learn. I'm grateful that I can unagree with all the stuff. Like, I am not in agreement. And in fact, I've got such a strong conscience about not being in agreement that he's shown me in spots even where people can try and make you in agreement with stuff. That one, if you go back to my other videos where I'm speaking aloud the book I wrote, there is a chapter on a friend of mine who I loved tremendously, who was absolutely what she called a white witch. I was in agreement with what she was up to. Okay, I was, because I loved her. And I thought, oh, it's just a hobby. It's not serious. No, and she's a white witch, so, that's love and peace and light. Well, no, that's a lie, okay, to get you sucked in. All right, because it starts out light and wonderful and it ends horribly, just so you know. But God has shown me, first off, he removed her from me so that I, didn't have to lift a finger, didn't have to say a word. She removed herself. And the Lord allowed that and made that occur, and I'm so grateful. And he did it 3 times, because the first time she did it, she got mad at me and fitted herself out of my life. I was hurt. I was broken. I was so sad. I had been oppressed and bewitched. Just so you know, I was. That's why it hurt so much. That's why I was so attached to her. Like, she was an obsession. And I think that she had done some hoodoo on me a little bit. I do believe that. So the second time, God taught me, hey, by the way, you were replacing me with her. Like, she was your God. So you got to realize that and just cut that cord and don't go back. Well, then she came back into my life, and I'm like, oh, Lord, she's back in my life. Here's my chance to bring her to you. Well, no, that didn't last too long, because my light was so bright by then. She fitted herself again. Like, it was wildly weird, and she had a demonic voice when she came at me. It was really weird. I was like, whoa, girl. And she hung up on me, and that was that. And then she came back again, but this time I was wise. I'm like, oh, no, you ain't coming back in my life, because I know you're not of Jesus. So I sent her my testimony. I did a series of videos about how I got to come to the Lord. It's called lies.hoodwinks.com. It's my testimony. It's pretty in-depth. And I said, I've been through a spiritual journey. I want you to see this. And then I unfriended her, blocked her, the whole thing. I'm like, nope, I ain't doing this again, because you you aren't of Jesus, you're not going to be of Jesus. So the Lord has been showing me about agreements with people. All right. And about a month ago, and this is why I love the Lord, because he keeps teaching me. I don't know everything. Every day I don't know everything. And so he keeps teaching me. So I went out with my husband. Of course, I stayed outside of the bar. As soon as they, of course, a phone call. Let me get this, and I'll be right back to you.